Hi guys, I'm Katie Room from Periapsis Press, where I review indie sci-fi and fantasy books. Welcome back to our book club. With me today is Leslee Sheu, author of Kumasagi Destin. Did I pronounce that right?
Kumasagi.
Kumasagi. I didn't look that up.
All right.
Like I said last time, I always pronounce it Destin.
That's
I just
fine.
skipped the Kumasagi part. Jonathan Shuerger, author of Semper, which just came out, and Shades of Black series, and Patrick from Cave to the Cross. Thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you.
I was told to be good.
Yes, please be good. It is October and officially spooky season, so we are picking up Three Black Nights by T.J. Marquis, which is an urban fantasy horror triple feature. And it's only an ebook format.
As my kids have learned through the process of osmosis, things with red eyes means evil. Robots, demons.
Anything red.
Demon
Lightsabers. No.
Yeah.
Except for X-Wings and TIE fighters. You gotta swap it. Swap it there.
For some
Red
reason.
laser's good.
Isn't that odd?
It's like whoever makes these color lenses needs to get their marketing together.
TJ wrote the Heroes Metal series, which I've reviewed the 3 that are out on Periapsis Press. And he also wrote Workshop Rebellion for Periapsis Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really looking forward to talking about this with you guys. First story is called Spice of the Apocalypse. The blurb for the whole book refers to this particular story as a man with a van traversing a world gone to hell. It's a zombie apocalypse story. Zombie plus.
The plus
Yeah,
means
I
better.
feel
It's premium zombies.
You think it's a zombie apocalypse story, but it kind of becomes something else.
Yeah. All right, jump right in. Our main character's name is Ronaldo. He works at the pemmican factory. And Patrick very kindly provided me with all of the information necessary. I didn't have to ask ChatGPT.
Patrick GPT, yes.
Patrick. Pemmican is a high-calorie, nutrient-dense dried meat and fat staple.
It is also terrible.
It's white people hardtack.
It's so bad.
It's not palatable.
That's why it needs the spices. So.
Yeah.
We renamed it to Pemmicant.
There's kind of a setup portion to the story that I kind of like.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really get a lot of the initial realization of a apocalypse tropes, which we just kind of get right to a story, but we get a little bit of setup. I particularly liked the description of how it started at a, quote, mostly peaceful protest.
Yeah.
And he says at once everyone on the internet knew what they were looking at. It wasn't a whole lot of denial.
Yeah. Well, this is the trope of zombie stories can't have zombies in their universe, so everyone has to always be surprised and learn, separate the head from the body or damage the brain.
So weird to me. I'm tired of seeing people learn this over and over again. We know it's like watching another Spider-Man origin story. We know.
At some point, we have to be rooting for the guy that takes out Uncle Ben.
Right. Come on. Oh no, Batman's parents got shot again.
Again.
Who could have seen this?
Not Bruce Wayne.
No, he gets to see it a lot.
Yeah, this story, everyone seems to know what a zombie is. Pretty much. He says he never believed in them, but he knows enough they know what to do, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Same with another type of creature that comes in later.
There's very little denial of the state of the world.
Yeah.
Most of his coworkers just take off right away, but he doesn't. He knows they're going to be stuck in traffic for one. But he also says he doesn't have anything to escape to. He's
Mhm.
been living out of his van, and he's something like 14 hours away from his family, which is just his sister and his mom, who don't live together either. We get kind of a random tidbit about him that he's not a reader. So I don't know, guys. I can't see myself in him, so I
Yeah.
think
Yeah,
I'm just
really.
gonna have to check out of this one.
I can't relate to this hero.
He throws his copy of World War Z in the back and
Yeah,
drives away.
yeah.
You know exactly what to do.
You see, some people see the zombie apocalypse as an opportunity. They're like, looks bad outside. Just closes doors, locks. Hit up my ZBR.
This is why we buy the armory.
Yeah.
This is why I have physical books in my basement, right?
Right, right. And I don't know, along that same line, I always want to see a character who's like validated for all his, paranoid bunker digging, tendencies. He's like, ha, ha.
I know that I've talked to Patrick about this, but Zom 100
Yes.
is a manga, but they made an anime of it that's just, it takes it to the next level because of the
So
use of
good.
color. And basically, this is a very long rabbit trail. I apologize. He's like, it takes place in Japan, so he's one of these worker people who's like super stressed out, right? And has like no free time. And the zombie apocalypse starts, and he just is like, I don't have to go to work. And he's just super happy.
And then the splash of color that occurs, it's
Yes.
like Splatoon.
Up until the zombie apocalypse, the color palette is very drab and boring and oppressive. And then the zombie apocalypse happens, and there's just splashes of these neon paint colors everywhere instead of like gore and red. And it's just almost knocked down my coffee there.
That's what we almost got. Visual.
Ronaldo is the very first to prep. He fills his can with pemmican and water, and we also learn he has a gun in the glove compartment.
Yeah, about 3 months worth of supplies.
Yeah.
In his van, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what kind of van this is. Did you guys recognize it? I didn't look it up either.
The Econo something?
Yeah.
It sounds like it's big.
It's a blocky. It's kind of a brick.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I think we have to point out that he's been living out of it.
Yeah.
Very
And
important.
hasn't told, and that's important. That's his
Yep.
home, which is very important later. And
favorite
he
part.
hasn't really told anyone that he's been living out of it, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's his home.
The people, the coworkers that he has that have stayed, sort of all do the normal things that you do in a zombie apocalypse: gather rainwater, make salvage runs, and learn how to kill zombies. So, but everything big that's happening is happening over in the city, and they sort of watch it out the windows. Like the initial outbreak, the army going by, like they just
These are not heroes.
no.
These are minimum wage employees going, looks bad out there.
Yeah.
I love that part of it. I mean,
Me
that
too.
aspect of it.
It kind of passes them by. Nobody comes to the factory. Eventually, people start leaving, including the pretty girl. Jay, his boss, who might be suicidal, but he leaves without his shotgun, which is both hopeful and depressing at the same time, because at least he's not taking the gun with him, but also he's going out into a zombie apocalypse without a gun.
But also he's not taking the gun with him. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for a walk.
So I think Ronaldo's the very last one to head out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He takes it to a point of pride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I have been sedentary the longest.
I win.
the real kicker is he needs spices.
Yeah.
For his pemmican.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy's really involved in his in his pemmican.
Yep.
It does seem like he's spent the months like figuring out ways to cook it and make it palatable.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
He attributes his life basically to staying in the factory for that long and being there and having the food.
Yeah.
Shelf stable food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does make it to his sister's house, but she isn't there. Hasn't been there for a while. No clues. And that's kind of where the story starts. Do you guys have anything you want to say about that section that I missed? Or
Yeah, I mean, I loved how fast it was, but how quickly that part of the story is told. But it's also that he gives just the right amount of details and flavor that it like is very absorbing. And just the Kira, the blonde-haired, blue-eyed, he had already fallen in love with her, but she leaves with someone else, and he's like, okay, she made her choice. And so that's all said in like 2 sentences, but it adds that flavor to what was happening to them during that time, and
yeah.
it gives a sense of his character as well, Ronaldo. But I just thought that part moved at just the right pace, because it's obviously like several months or a lot of months of this happening, but it's just giving you the bits you need to know up to that point, and it was really well done, I think.
I enjoyed the writing. I really liked, and I don't say that often. I started a book today actually that's huge, and I don't enjoy the writing. The part I liked about it and was done really well is he is the leaf on the stream that's getting carried along with everything. He makes zero choices that move anything along. And he's getting moved along with that. But the thing is like he's not in the creek. He's like in a puddle on the side as everything in the creek is going by. And then other leaves in that puddle are like leaving him in his puddle. And so eventually, the human thing doesn't move him. Like at no point does he doesn't say anything to Kira. He doesn't take any actions other than staying in the factory where the food is, to go out and do anything, cause anything, save anyone. Nothing. He doesn't do anything. And in the end, the only thing that drives him out is, this stuff sucks. I need it to suck less. I need this one thing to not suck. And so that's what drives him to step out, is that he's perfectly willing to just sit there, and everyone else leaves. All the doers leave, and then he's just the one being carried along. And that really plays into the rest of the story, because then he gets hit with this twist. Oh crap. And he's just going along with it. Okay, man.
I don't know if he's just going along with it. I think he's smarter than that. I mean, there's certain. Well, we'll get to that part. There's some nuance there, I think.
Yeah, it sets up his character well, because this is really all you get until the next set piece, which kind of kicks off essentially the main part of the story.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would agree with both of you about his character qualities. Is he's very nonchalant. He knows he's not the main character, so he doesn't have main character armor. But
NPC
also
energy.
He's got the very simple task of going forward, of surviving, but surviving to make it worth it. And it's just a life for him now. So he's very accepting of it. It's not there's no existential dread of like, oh no, I don't have access to the internet now. Like, just
Yeah, you could tell his life has not started sucking more.
right.
There's been no shift in tone.
Yeah.
He's just like, okay,
yeah, he hasn't really
life
lost
sucks
anything.
differently now.
He does mention his family, but he's just like, oh, they're probably dead.
Right.
He
he's
doesn't
a very
break
simple
down over
person.
it.
He's
Yeah.
simple wants. He wants his food to taste good. That's
Yes.
I want some paprika.
Paprika.
But not too strong a garlic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He will, in a burning building, still go to the kitchen and get the paprika.
It's one of the things I love.
Not the dog.
Spoiler.
Not the.
So the incident is not really the inciting incident at this point, but the thing that happens starts when he's looking over town thinking about going to get stuff, specifically spices, most specifically paprika. And he's just had fresh garlic with his pemmican, which he's not a huge fan of. And then he is surprised by Ian. How long did it take you guys to figure out what he was?
I knew
Took me a long
immediately.
time.
I did not.
Took me
I
an
didn't.
embarrassingly long time.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
me too. I'll be embarrassed with you. I will be embarrassed with you.
So
Not until he, until he revealed, until
Right,
he did
yeah.
what he had
you
to
are
do.
both gonna die in the apocalypse, okay?
Yeah,
So,
I didn't even get the garlic.
I'm dying in the
like,
pemmican factory. I'm sorry.
She's not leaving. She's gonna eat it, no matter how bland it is.
the salt is salty enough. It's fine. Yeah.
I'm white.
Yes, yes. White girls in horror movies. This is how you're going down. I know the battery in the flashlight is dying. I'm going down the stairs anyway.
But
Oh,
literally, did you know as soon as he walked up, or like when did you? Because Katie and I didn't know until
it was too close.
The garlic.
the garlic.
No. So the garlic was a clue for the setup. Okay. But there's no indication that this is the way the story is going
Right.
up until that point. So it's not a clue piece yet until it fit into these two things: clothing. And no guy gets their teeth described as pristine.
Oh, that's an author cheat.
It was a tell if that word hadn't been there, if he hadn't described his teeth, the twist would have hit me. But instead, I was like, I know what this is.
So here's what I thought. So he mentions that he's older than he looks and he has a rapier. I'm thinking he's an immortal from Highlander, and I'm gonna get a new immortal Highlander story, and I was all for it. And then the reveal happened. I do have to say I was slightly disappointed. So.
The teeth thing is
Aw.
what gave it away for me, because I could have gone that way too.
You didn't get the Highlander.
It was
Well, I
just the
didn't
teeth
get
thing,
Highlander.
and he said it twice. I got it the
Well-
first time, but then he said it again.
I saw
So-
so many clues when I went back and looked at it.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Because he makes mention about his family, which is interesting. Okay,
Hundreds
so
of
wait,
years
hold
of
on.
preparation, yeah.
I think we're getting too much. We established that there's a guy named Ian, and
Yep.
he's somewhere within a universe.
Yep. Yeah. Describes his teeth. I think for me, that was like a predator, like supernatural predator clue, but I didn't go vampire right away, which is where we're
Yeah.
going with this.
Oh,
Spoiler alert. So I don't think we're gonna make it all the way to the reveal without saying.
Say it.
They decide to team up after kind of a standoff with him pointing a gun at this stranger with very white teeth. Did you want to, Patrick, did you have something specific to say about his family?
Yeah, so Ian makes mention that his family is very old,
Yes.
and that he they had plans, 100-year plan to do something, and those plans got miffed by the zombie apocalypse.
Yep.
But they're not
Dang
out of the they're not they're not bottoms up yet. So
Years of academy training wasted.
but that
I
was
thought-
something that I didn't notice until I read it a third time there.
Yeah, that's kind of ominous, actually, if you think about it.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, I love the dichotomy of. I mean, there's a big theme in this whole story about the trust issues, and you mentioned the standoff, and at that point, I just thought it's like two people meeting in the apocalypse, and they can't trust each other because, there's food is scarce or
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Mhm.
And I think that's what it was at first. But then later, there's still trust issues but for a different reason. And I don't know if you want to mention the farmer and the snake,
Oh, yeah.
because I think
Yeah,
it's
go
really
for it.
important to the story. Because I think that's right when he mentions it. I mean, it's literally Ronaldo says, "Do you know the story of the farmer and the snake?" And it's during that standoff, I think, that he
Mhm.
mentions it.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's when Ian is like, "Yeah, I was there when it was written."
Yeah.
So right, so how you mentioned he's really old. So I had to go look that up. Right, it's an Aesop's fable. I think you could enjoy the story without knowing it, but I think it plays a lot into this fable and kind of, well, anyway, I'll just read it. So it's only like 2 paragraphs. So, the farmer and the snake. A farmer walked through his field one cold winter morning. On the ground lay a snake, stiff and frozen with the cold. The farmer knew how deadly the snake could be, and yet he picked it up and put it on his bosom to warm it back to life. The snake soon revived, and when it had enough strength, bit the man who had been so kind to it. The bite was deadly, and the farmer felt that he must die. As he drew his last breath, he said to those standing around, "Learn from my fate not to take pity on a scoundrel." So, and Ronaldo is thinking of that story as he's meeting this man that and saying, "Hey, do you know this story? Because I don't mind being the snake if I have to, you know." And Ian is like, "Well, I guess I don't mind either. So let's go check out this town together," you know. So they're establishing they don't quite trust each other, but they're gonna still team up. So, and this is before Ronaldo even knows what Ian is.
Mhm. Yeah, I didn't know it straight off, but I kind of figured it was something along those lines.
So it did a good job, especially in that of following like older short story writing structure, like of a more literary nature, and that it was harkened back to something else that you're supposed to know, that you're supposed to have the context for because you're well read, and then you bring that in,
Mhm.
and then you can understand the scenario and the context of that fable. So I thought that was really well done. um, I noticed that Ian was also very passive in the encounter. It felt like I feel like he's bringing a whole lot of context to this that I did not feel the weight of in the scene. You know, he's got this important mission that he's on that he's trying to do, which I guess we'll get to. And
He doesn't tell Ronaldo that though yet.
he needs Ronaldo for that.
Mhm.
Hmm.
But I didn't get that urgency, that sense of need.
There's no pressure.
Right.
He's very like I mean, Ronaldo's got a gun and he's ready
Yeah,
for a
but
conflict.
that's
But
not Ian's
Ian,
problem.
well, no, but Ian is not responding in the same like he's not coming to that meeting in the same mode is what I'm saying. Right?
Mhm.
Like he is not intending to he's not trying to be threatening
Mhm.
in the same way that Ronaldo is.
Mhm.
Well, he has a very short-term goal. I didn't get any sense of a long-term goal after that. It's not, and especially not in the unspoken context that he's bringing to it. You know, like this, we don't get Ian's POV at all, which is good. But I didn't get any sense from the way he held himself or whatever. There was any urgency. If there was any. Uh, he's kind of just playing with him in the beginning, like, "Okay, man, I'll do whatever you want to do. Okay, you got a gun. That's super scary. Ooh, you know, like,
Maybe he's just feeling him out, you know. He doesn't want to show all those cards right away or something. But
but they
I
did,
don't
and maybe it's just a female thing. I don't know. They did show vampiric power of seduction later on, or of, and
Mhm.
that was initially a male power when it was initially brought out. So I was surprised to see an absence of that too.
I think that plays into the theme though, because later in the story, when Ronaldo finds out what Ian is, he's like, he thinks to himself, when Ronaldo finally asks him to help in his mission, he thinks to himself, he knows that Ian could command him to do that, could compel him to do that, but Ian is not compelling him. Ronaldo feels a sense of it's his choice. And I think that plays into the fact that Ian is essentially a good guy.
I was confused by this as well because vampires are not good guys.
But that's sort of the dichotomy of the whole story, the whole theme of the story.
It's a great question. Okay, so they go into this town and they're playing a lot of music. I didn't really understand what was going on, but it's really loud. They go to was it a grocery store or something? And there's no paprika there. And Ian downs a whole bottle of alcohol without blinking. And then he chases off after a couple of people, right? So I'm not really sure what they were doing, but he followed them, unable to control himself. And we still don't know what he is. Leslie and I still don't know what he is.
We don't. Yeah.
He has no fear because he's an immortal, and he's going through the quickening soon. So,
Ronaldo follows him, but is almost taken out by a zombie who luckily has his mouth pinned shut with a knife.
Yeah.
It was a good scene.
It was a great interaction.
Yeah.
The community center. They're playing really loud music. Was there something about having zombies in a cage or something too?
Yeah.
So we sort of get this hint, reassurance maybe, that these people are not the ethical group of the zombie apocalypse, and that the fact that Ian is tearing their throats out might not be super bad.
No, it's okay. Those are bad people.
Because yes, Ian is in fact a vampire.
Oh.
And Ronaldo was like, "Oh, that makes so much sense."
I will defend myself and say I knew he was something. I
Right.
just didn't think vampire right away.
Yep, same.
Like immortal or something like that.
Yeah.
And I would just like to say, the beginning that was very high level and told without much detail, which is great because the beginning went so fast. Now we're getting really visceral details, like the zombie with the knife through his mouth. That was a really good scene, because he's gnashing, the knife is going to come loose because he's trying to eat Ronaldo, and then the part where Ian is feeding, these are just beautiful details that are well written and stuff that
we're much
really
closer
nice.
to the scene at this point.
Yeah, we're in this is the present day story in the scene, and that part this is the first time I've read anything by TJ, so I was just really enjoying how he wrote it. So
I have a tactical theory about the music because it's something
I'd like to hear your theory because I
use in my stuff. Zombies don't blink, which means that their eyes dry out and their eyesight is not very good. So they're motion-based predators because they can't focus very well. Music will draw them initially, but if it's loud enough, it'll also disorient them because then they're not getting atmospheric sound from anywhere. The noise floor has risen, which means now there are fewer clues for them to derive where prey would be. So unless the prey is moving, so that's a way I use it in Semper Die.
Sure.
Is using sound to disorient. So it could be a defensive mechanism. I don't know if that's what it is here. There was no way to get into the POV of anyone because Ian kept eating the POVs that would have that knowledge.
Dang it, Ian. Yeah.
I think somebody shouts at one point that they thought like one of the zombies got in or got out or
Got in, yeah.
They said, yeah.
But those
There
were
was a hint that they were also, because there were zombies hacked up on the soccer field there, and that they were doing it for sport, which I guess is a hint that these aren't good people.
Maybe they just thought it was really metal and they wanted a good soundtrack or something, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I know guys like that, you know, so
I think the theory about the sound camouflaging, I think that's great. I think that makes a lot of sense, actually. Oh, I mean, we'd have to ask the author, but because I wasn't quite sure either. But yeah, that's a
TJ,
really.
I know, does stuff with music, so it would be interesting to hear what he had to say about that.
This was the first time that I really liked Ronaldo, though. Once he starts talking to Ian during the feeding, and then I liked him a lot more at the end of the story. He's
What
like,
made you start liking him, like during the feeding part?
So it goes back to his initial character development at the beginning of the story, where he's like, where both of you are correct, like he's passive but also slightly active. He's not just sitting there going, well, I'm not going out there to not get spices. Like that little bit of spice is like his personality. But where he's like talking to Ian, like, listen, man, I can't stop you. Like, again, he knows the world he's in, which we always appreciate in this book club of ours. We
know what
always
genre you're in.
know what genre you're in. It's a recurring factor. So he's talking to the thing that could kill him, and he's like, "There's nothing I can do, but you know, I'm trying to help you out of here,
Please
especially
don't.
when the building starts to burn."
Yeah, that's funny you say that, because I actually have that very well. You can't see it, but I have like some highlighted parts, and that's that very scene. And because I really like these lines where Ronaldo says, well, I'll just read it. "You gonna eat me?" Ronaldo dared to ask. "Garlic," Ian spat. "But also, I do not want to be alone." So, yeah, because this is after Ian has told him what the mission is, which we'll get to that. And so Ronaldo is trying to decide if he's going to help. And I like the fact that there's this, okay, did the garlic actually save Ronaldo's life when Ian first met him? Would Ian have actually eaten him? And like, would he eat him now if he didn't have the garlic? But also he doesn't want to be alone. So is it one or the other, or is it both? You know, and they're kind of trusting each other, yet Ian could really eat him at any time. So there's that dichotomy going on.
And
So
it's
do you think him being alone refers to what's coming up and not to Ronaldo?
I thought it was more, and again, this also has to do with what's coming up, I suppose. Ian and Ronaldo are the same. They are both picky eaters, and they don't want to be alone. And they both have a sister.
Oh yeah. I just wanted to say one more thing, that a line that comes like right after that, or near after that, where he's still deciding, and he says, "Clutching the snake to his breast was the stupidest thing he could possibly do, and yet." So it refers to the fable right there. But yeah, I didn't even think of that, them being the same, like, you know.
So there's an idea that when you first meet something, your first impression determines whether you're going to be attracted to it or not. And when Ian initially sees Ronaldo, that's food. Okay. And we know he thinks of him as food because that's how he thought of these other people. The thing is that Ronaldo smells so strongly of garlic that he is disgusting to this vampire. Okay. And so that's the first impression. And so Ian is like, "I'm not eating you, man." And I don't know what vampires have against garlic. I know garlic has like antiseptic properties. Maybe the vampires just really hate Italians. I don't know. A lot of the Catholic tradition against vampire comes from Italy. So I don't know why garlic is the big deal for vamps. I've not had that science, explained to me or whatever. Um, but I think Ian was just disgusted. So he was able to, his urges didn't activate. And you notice that when his urges activate, he struggles to control them. Those urges do not activate around Ronaldo because he's nasty.
And then that maybe
Historically,
that gave him a pause to think, oh, maybe this guy can actually help me.
Mhm.
Maybe he
garlic
would
has been used as a blood thinner.
Yeah, it would make it easier.
Yeah.
Less good. You can't savor it.
I'm sorry that the mouthfeel of your blood isn't quite. But
So
the
go ahead.
the thought here is that Ian, he does need Ronaldo because of the vampire thing. I can't go in places unless you let me in. Okay, now this is the actual function that Ronaldo serves. As a human being, he can go inside and then invite him in. And that's a tactical consideration vampires have to keep in mind, because if whatever you're looking for is inside a building, daggone it, now I need a human being to invite me in.
Although community center is open to everybody, so it's for the community.
If he's part of the community.
He pays his taxes just like everyone else.
But he's trying to keep Ronaldo alive, but it's not hard for him. His urges aren't activating. But these other people, he's really struggling not to eat them.
They don't smell like garlic. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
And
failing not to eat them. He's
yeah,
not just
and he's not
struggling.
doing well. Yeah. And there's kind of a permission there as well. Oh, they're bad people, so I can eat them. And you will nominally be okay with me because I'm not going to eat you, and it's because you disgust me. But the idea that also he doesn't want to be alone, even with someone that he finds, and basically Ronaldo got friend zoned by a vampire. Okay, like it's like you're not that to me. Okay, and it's probably because of the garlic thing. I mean, it's such a monumental, random thing that happens that keeps the protagonist alive, and this is his first protagonistic choice. The whole rest of the time he's being moved by the story. This, when he approaches a feeding vampire, which I got questions about your tactical sense at that point. He approaches him and engages with him, and he doesn't have to. There are no factors that compel him. In fact, there's a ton of factors that say don't do that.
He doesn't even view him as human for the rest of the story.
Right.
Yeah, he keeps asking
Ronaldo on Ian.
Yeah. Why do I keep talking to him as if he's a man?
Yeah. Yeah.
I felt that he felt a sense of friendship with him at that point, because they had killed some zombies together, and I mean, that may just be me projecting that on to him.
We're dealing with a guy who has remarkably low standards. Companionship
Paprika.
be companionship at a certain point,
He had a respect for him.
Magic
he had
the
respect
Gathering.
for his fighting style and his yeah, I'm trying to think, because he didn't want to leave Ian. Like, he went after him. He before he discovered him feeding, like, he's like he had thoughts of just running away, but he had thoughts of, I don't want to leave him too, and stuff. So to me, that's I don't know, compassion or friendship or camaraderie or something.
Or conspiracy theory, compulsion.
Yeah, I mean,
I think
maybe.
it really is just simply that he wanted that sense of community. I think both of them. I agree with Jonathan that Ian was disgusted, and that created opportunity for connection. And I think they were both needing that.
Well, how long had they been alone? Been like 3 months, right?
It's
3
been a
months
long
at this
time.
point.
I think so.
It'd been a year since the apocalypse happened.
And it's not like Ian came with friends anyway.
Well, and he didn't immediately attack Ronaldo. too. So he he showed it that he was able to fight the urge, even though he's in this bloodlust hunger, which it does seem Ronaldo at least knows the folklore tales to know this is different.
Mhm. So Ronaldo came to this little town looking for paprika, and Ian has come because they have his sister. Whether or not they know that they have her, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But she's down in the basement, surrounded by a circle of salt. Is that right?
I
Or was it
believe they
chalk?
know they have her
I
then.
think it's
Somebody
like
knows she's
chalk.
there.
Somebody,
right? But, like,
somebody poured that salt.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't think it is salt per se because he's really got to rub at it.
I thought
'Cause
it
I
said it
I
was salt. Did it say?
salt would make sense.
well,
Salt or
sure.
iron, but it's
Right.
not iron, so
I thought it said it was salt. Oh no. Crude wooden casket.
yeah.
I'm gonna be cool
Because
and look at it
he
too.
has to erase, so it's a white circle, but he has to break.
You have to break the
it.
circle because it
But
acts
it
as
seems,
a
Right.
purity
Yeah.
He
seal.
does have to rub at it.
yeah. So that was
It's
my
been
thing
there
of
a
like,
while. That's what I took from
Okay.
having to rub at it, but
a white circle drawn around the casket.
it wasn't just poured fresh out of the shaker.
So it's interesting. Sorry, I was
That's
absorbed
okay.
in reading it. It just describes it as a white circle, and then when he's rubbing it, it says it's chalk. He repeated the action more vigorously when the chalk did not fade. But this whole time I've been thinking it was a circle of salt.
Yeah, I thought so too. But then I did say chalk, so I don't know. All right.
Anyway,
It was a circle. It was a magic circle.
a white
holding
one.
back a vampire.
Yeah.
Holy chalk.
And she has all of the sex appeal that we commonly associate with vampires, and she is, if Ian is holding back, she is not. Like,
Finally, something in a zombie apocalypse vampire novel for the guys. Am I right?
Yeah.
If you like them with their skin slightly hanging off, as was described, I think.
You know,
Do you
we're
know
men.
what
We're not
desert
that
queen
picky.
syndrome is, Leslie? A girl that was a 2, and then you deploy for 7 months in the desert, and she's a 9.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that and this is why I said I think Ronaldo is smart. He's somewhat smart, is he knows this could be a glamour. Like he's swooning over her. I love the descriptions of how she looks and stuff. But every once in a while he's like, she could just have a glamour or she could be compelling me. Like he knows the whole time that this could be her controlling him.
Yeah.
But he acknowledges how beautiful she is and, how it feels when she brushes against him or something. But he's not giving in to anything. Because I think he's either really smart or just really practical, or I don't know. So
he's simple. He just wants his paprika.
yeah.
He's mostly inert, okay? So it's like the way the ring doesn't work on Frodo and Sam as easily because it doesn't have as much to play with. He's kind of the same way. He's just like, I'm non-reactive as a person. And so, yeah, he feels the glamour. He can, and she's also weak. And it also, the idea is she's auto casting the glamour as a defensive measure. She just came out of a very vulnerable state. If you do that, I mean, if you're breaking out of a hostile, encirclement, you blast out everything you can so that you can make it out. That's something that really makes sense, especially for a female vampire. Wake up, glamour everything. If it's affected, it won't hurt me. So maybe he's able to maintain control because she's so weak, but maybe she's doing it because she wants to stay alive. And she doesn't trust him as much as Ian does at this point.
Hmm.
Patrick, your notes abruptly ended, so
I know.
I don't even know what happened the rest
They're
of the
finished
story.
upstairs, just not on this one.
So Ronaldo takes them with him, and they ride in the front of his van with him.
Mhm.
They ask a couple of times if they can go into the back, and he says no.
My favorite part.
Mhm.
Can we get in the back?
Yeah.
No. The back of the van was his home. He'd already decided not to invite Ian in, just in case. That little distinction counted.
I
That
love
was my
that.
one big highlight.
Yeah.
He
That was
knows
so
what
perfect.
genres he's in. And
Yeah, exactly.
He's just like, no. But we need to sleep, man. I got a tent for you.
Because the sun is coming. Like the sun
Yeah.
is coming, and they need a place to be that they won't be in the sun. And the van seems like the obvious choice, but he's smart enough and I guess self-protective. What do you call that? He's protecting himself enough to say no.
Right.
Mhm.
I
It's-
still get the sense that they're friends at this point.
And this thing, that's the part that I didn't really understand Ian's motivations, because now he has what he wants. I don't know why Ian is now not taking what he wants from someone he considers food. You know, this is like the Morlocks and the whatever the other ones were called in Time Machine.
Eloy.
Yeah, Eloy. Like, this guy is centuries old and has been, I mean, he doesn't need companionship anymore. He has a sister. He doesn't need to get into doors anymore. He doesn't need to break chalk lines anymore. He has his sister. Now he needs the van. And the fact that he's just not taking it at this point, I didn't really get the motivation for, other than maybe the vampire is genuinely grateful. It was like this is his attempt to make the vampire a good guy.
There's a bigger world here that I'm very interested to know about. Like, what was the vampire's plan? And is Ian just a genuinely nice person? Or is he, like, does he have other motives? Or, like, I feel like there's more and would like to know more.
Well, I think even Ronaldo asked that because he says, what if I would have said no to helping out?
Right.
Like, what would have happened? And he just kind of like silently smirks. You know?
I feel all the way hard for Ian being a nice person, but also recognizing that he might not be, like, because he keeps asking if he can get in the van.
Yeah.
You know, and Ronaldo's smart enough to say no, but at the same time, I just, and again, I might be projecting how I wanted this story to be, but Ian might have been grateful, you know, and he even promised, or I don't know if it was promised, but said they would try to keep their kind from coming after Ronaldo.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it's still a snake, and Ronaldo's not going to trust it coming all the way to his bosom, but he's also going to let the snake live. So they both let each other live, basically. I mean, Ronaldo had that choice as well while they were sleeping in his tent.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't he just kill them and stake them? He thought about it. He knows they're going to kill more humans.
Yeah.
So it's that question goes both ways.
Yeah. I
Well,
spent some time,
because both of them are the snake, right? Like that's the
Mm.
thing. Like that's the threat that both of them gave each other.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And then they sort of both choose not to.
Yeah.
they choose not to bite each other.
Although it would have been hilarious if Ronaldo would have like drove away and ripped the tent off and they combusted.
Oh,
Just I would have really loved this story.
I am. You know what?
I would have hated this
I'm a
story.
little
Me too, I would have been mad.
That's why I would have loved it.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
No, boo,
We could do
boo,
something
Ronaldo.
really hilarious right now.
He goes back and he's like talking to their little ash piles. I totally forgot that was hooked on there. I don't want you guys to be thinking I did that.
My bad.
Yeah, but yeah, basically.
Yeah.
my B.
Yeah. That debate was the inner debate was very interesting
Mhm.
because TJ does let you wonder if he's going to.
Mhm.
And I
And
enjoyed the tension.
Yeah.
it was good tension. And you think, yeah, he probably should, and then you also feel that the right choice is not to, if only because Ian didn't do it first.
I don't feel that.
You don't feel that.
No.
I
So
yeah.
this is not a human connection, right? And like the story, and of course it's coming from Ronaldo's point of view. And so I understand the fact that this is an unreliable narrator, or he's not making good decisions, right? Where he's like, well, he didn't kill me. Dude, the power disparity here is so wide right now that I'm actually having I spent several minutes thinking, why isn't this vamp killing him? Like why isn't the vamp taking what he wants? Because this is a predator with food. And you can maybe get I didn't get the sense of this from the story, but it might have worked. That maybe Ian looked at him as a pet. It's ugly and I love it. Like but I didn't
Didn't
get that sense from the storytelling.
he probably still smelled of garlic, though. I mean, this all happened within a few hours, right?
It's possible.
Yeah.
They also hint that they would be willing to turn him into a vampire.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yes. So that was an offer that was made. Ronaldo's like, yeah. Thanks. But it's her
That
that
seems
offers.
really complicated.
That seems like I'd never taste paprika again.
So that was an interesting offer, and it was outside of this context that would have been nice of them, right? We're going to help you survive in this new world. I don't understand why.
Because they wanted his companionship. Maybe they liked
Why?
him.
To grow
You
the
don't find
family.
him likable?
It's harder to grow the family this way.
They have a different perspective just based on time. Like their scale is this wide and his is like this, and his hasn't been great. It's not like he's the candle that burned brightest and hottest, I don't understand their motivation in preserving him and letting him go, other than, that was interesting. Because I get all the tension from his side. I love the tension from his side. I don't understand why there's any tension on Ian's side. If he was going to protect his sister again from any of these animals, because Ronaldo's thinking about staking him, and Ian can probably read people.
Well, yeah, he says he knows that he's not lying.
Yes.
And
So
when he first meets him,
why wouldn't you just eliminate that threat? This is actually a huge debate Ronaldo had in himself. Am I going to kill them? Because they are threats. Why would Ian allow that threat to him and his sister to exist?
Right. I think the presence
particularly
of
when
the
it's a tent
sister-
and it's just
Yeah. It's interesting. I think Ronaldo probably should have staked them or pulled the tent off. But like Ronaldo said, staking seems to be the thing. It's a interesting conundrum.
well, it's like if you're going to kill a spider with a shoe, right? You don't want to miss, because now this thing has sworn vengeance against you and your family, and now we just have to move now because homeward bound the spider is coming for you.
spiders never asked my permission to enter my house, though. I don't appreciate that.
So I understood the decision he made. I went back and forth on it too. I'm like, man, am I killing these vampires? But on the other hand, if I miss,
I get to be a friend of a secret underground vampire community during the zombie apocalypse. This is all win. This is all win.
you're a slushy, though.
You're just racist towards my
Yes,
vampire
yes,
friends.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're you get to be a friend to a secret cabal of vampires who can't eat enough because there's an apocalypse going on.
And just like I say
This
thank
sounds
you
like they're
to
gonna eat
all the
you
AIs.
last, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
it's just like how I say thank you to all my AI prompts. When the robots uprise, I'll put
This
in a
is
good
such
word
an
for you, but
interesting decision-making matrix. I'm hedging my bets everywhere.
but definitely take out those terrible humans playing with zombies. How dare they?
You
it
know,
was an
that's something
accident. He lost control.
that's something I would have liked to have seen developed a little more in this story, where it's like the vampires have to think about their food supply now. And they're like, you know what? We can't just be offing people when we want. Okay, and they did say, you know, we've only been killing 2 or 3 people a month or something like that.
Mhm.
Which is ripped directly from Van Helsing the movie.
Such a good movie.
That's love it so much. It actually gets worse the more I watch it though. The There's just no logistical concern of, okay, there's no one to eat anymore. In which case I thought they would like keep him as livestock, either for breeding or for food, because that's a vampire logistical concern.
Daybreakers is the movie to watch for that one.
This is great. You could kind of picture the scenario of vampire noble kind of arising in this kind of a situation where the powerful vampire protects a group of humans who are then
Yeah,
basically
it's
livestock.
feudalism again,
Right. Yeah.
Which is a really interesting way to take the story. I don't think anyone's done that yet.
I am very, very interested in vampires in the zombie apocalypse and would like more.
Well, vampires they offer nothing to the zombies that the zombies want,
Mhm.
right? They're dead already.
And they can't feed on the zombies because
Yeah.
bad blood.
Right, they're poisoned. They're dead. It's dead blood.
Kind of like eating the blood thinning garlic. Gotcha.
What?
That's
No.
Bad
still
blood.
living.
Zombie blood is gunky.
I
Trust
don't
me,
know.
I've
If
written a
I
lot of
was
descriptive
Ronaldo,
scenes.
no matter how much I hated garlic, it was going on everything.
Well, now if you find a guy with really clean teeth, just, make him some spaghetti and
Sit in the back of the van.
yeah. No, he doesn't get in the back of the van. That's where we live. So I really enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the tension, the decisions he had to make. It felt a little weak on the vampire motivation side a couple of times. But it wasn't from their POV. All the tension came from Ronaldo's POV, which is great. The fact that he was mostly non-reactive seemed to be what let him survive. It wasn't like he was Captain America. He's like, I have to fight this vampire, and that then incentivized the vampire to then kill him, and it just didn't happen. There wasn't enough. None of the spikes were breaking that noise threshold to compel the vamps to do anything. Like, no, this guy is not a threat to anyone, anywhere.
He's kind of a lucky guy because at the beginning he's working in a factory that makes pemmican,
Mm-hmm.
so he can survive on that. And then he's really lucky that he happened to eat a bunch of garlic right before he meets a vampire.
Right.
So there's a little bit of luck thrown in with his character.
Catastrophe.
Yeah. What they should do is the guardian angel looking over him, going, how am I going to save this guy?
Or the trumpet sounds and the legion of angels come to enact the final moments of Earth.
Oh, crap.
I always like that line of I think it's Romero's Dawn of the Dead, where it's when hell has no more room, the dead shall walk the earth.
Mm.
Just like that version of it, rather than like the viral outbreak. Like hell's full, the dead are rising up. Like it's just that
Yeah.
like
I had this
non-answer
conversation
answer.
with my
Yeah.
Marines on the watch floor because, we have nothing better to do than argue this crap. So we determined that, okay, so there's occultic zombies. That's your Haitian, that's your
White zombie. Yeah.
World of Warcraft level necromancy kind of stuff. You have your bioweapon, and this is where most movie zombie stories go. In some cases, you get individual raisings, and because vampires are undead, so they kind of count in the same the way they are risen and stuff. So you have the bargain with Satan, and
The ghouls. Yeah.
and then you have the induction into the family. There's a lot to explore with that. So I'm developing a story idea right now where the pharaohs rise again, all the mummies rise, and at the same time the zombie apocalypse happens. So now you have humans fighting in the middle of the zombie apocalypse as the zombies fight the mummies. And
Mummy of
because they
Monte
come from different
Cristo.
sources, it doesn't. The clash is fun. The way the rules intersect is a good time.
Nice.
Are
Yeah,
mummies zombies in essence?
Or what?
Are
They
mummies
have different.
zombies? I just thought
Yeah,
of that.
They have
rules.
different
So-
powers.
A mummy is
Oh, okay.
cursed, and they're usually very singular because they're kings, and so they're cursed and blessed at the same time with the
Mhm.
rituals that are used to seal them. And so a lot of their power comes from that. Now they have a lot of subordinate mummies, but those subordinate mummies go away as soon as the actual mummy is destroyed, because they're kind of bound by his domination aura. With mummies, though, because it's a curse, there are rules placed upon it. You have to follow the rules, and that's why the mummy's curse is such a big deal. Now, one would ask why the Egyptians would also add on all these benefits to the curse.
Yeah, I just realized the mummies, or the mummy stories I've seen, the mummy can usually regenerate too,
Mm-hmm.
and zombies don't.
So
I
yeah,
was just thinking of they're both like decrepit Walking Dead beings,
Right.
but a mummy can regenerate usually.
But then you
See,
have parasite-based zombies where they're being run by a parasite in their nervous systems. Then you have bioweapon-based zombies, which they've been reanimated by the bioweapon, and that keeps them running. And so you have different tiers and classes of zombies based on how they were built, develops the kind of weaknesses that they have. When it's a parasite, you get your Resident Evil level creature, which allows for a lot of monsters and mutations and fun stuff like that, if that's really what you want to blow apart in your book/game. If you just want hordes, bioweapon works because it kills large numbers of people, raises them back. If you want more antagonistic interactions with them, you do necromancy, which is what I did in my fantasy stories. So they're more directed, but they're also much more temporary. So it just really depends on how you want to go with your story.
There's also magic if you consider like the Black Cauldron. I would consider those as zombies.
Forgot about
Yeah.
the Black Cauldron.
Those would be fantasy zombies, I guess, instead of like
Mhm.
sci-fi zombie, because it's a magic cauldron that brings the dead to life, right? So
Yeah, all of the books on my website are sorted sci-fi fantasy, and with Semper I was like, okay,
Where is this?
it's clearly modern, bioweapon, sci-fi. So Mummy of Monte Cristo, I've got under fantasy, so. But that one, the zombies are part of one of the historical things that happened, so that you don't actually run into them.
Mm-hmm.
They're like the zombie problem has already been dealt with. So.
What's it called again?
So it is an undead adaptation of Count of Monte Cristo called
Okay.
Mummy of Monte Cristo.
Okay.
So think Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, except it's Count of Monte Cristo, and the Count is a mummy with curse and benefits.
Persist with benefits.
Yeah.
Don't understand that. Like, it's like, why did we do this? It's like we really want the afterlife to suck for you, but if you ever come back, life is really going to be good to you.
You're gonna be all powerful. This is your punishment. You're gonna be all powerful.
It feels like something the Greek gods would do, not the Egyptian gods. You know? Hey, watch this. They think they're doing this. This is what's going to happen. This is going to be funny in 1500 years.
Oh, closure. Ronaldo did find his paprika.
Yep.
So in addition
burning
to
building.
not killing the vampires and not being killed himself, he got away with his spices. So
He got his happy ending,
I think
which
he
is
got
so
cumin as
lame
well.
that that was the happy ending. You know, which just tells you what kind of protagonist you were dealing with.
Yep.
Made it out alive. Got my paprika.
It's a good day.
I can now make more of this crap.
I think at one point he says that I think he's looking at, I think not in the burning building, but in the like grocery store area.
Mhm.
Say it's not completely picked over, so maybe the residents of the town are of British stock.
Yeah.
And then he's like disappointed he doesn't find paprika. I was like, dude, that's like the one spice we use. Deviled eggs.
Yeah, right.
All this work to go out into the world and get spices and use none of them.
It's a good line.
All right. I think I've said everything I have to say about the first story, Spice of the Apocalypse, in Three Black Nights. Anything else that we want to hit on before we wrap this up?
I really enjoyed the story. I mean, it kept
Mhm.
my attention from beginning
Yeah.
to end. I'm looking forward to the next two.
Not bad for an hour discussion on 33 pages.
Yeah. It was nice to read a story that I enjoyed the writing of and I did not put down. Because I've done that a lot lately. Just going, and it was nice to read it because it was well written, and I enjoyed the decisions this really lame character was making. He made all the right
Aw.
decisions for a
I
lame
didn't think he was
character.
lame. I thought he was.
I have
He's
a
a
higher
lame
opinion of
human being.
Ronaldo
This
than
is
you do.
not a winner. The only reason he was alive is because he was not a winner. He had so little going for him. He was in a pemmican factory, which I don't know. Like, do you know what the customer base for pemmican is? It's so lame. He was in a pemmican factory that nobody wanted, which is why he was alive. It's just fun to have that kind of protagonist. You know,
I really did see myself in the story, so I appreciate that.
here
I
I'll
did
lean into
not.
this description
He's
some
not
more
a
for you.
reader.
Ken.
I would have been lamer.
Yeah.
I would have died in the pemmican factory reading books.
Yeah, right.
I instead of spice, I would have gone out for books.
I'm not reading Twilight again.
Thank you guys so much for watching with us this discussion, and we encourage you, if this sounded interesting to you, to pick up Three Black Nights by TJ Marquis and anything else that he's written. We will be back for the next couple. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Have a great day.